If you want to start any sort of training, you first need to know the basics. From your sets, reps, and rest days to the different types of movements and muscle contractions that occur. So, getting right into it, we want to go over the basic fundamental movements of your muscles. First, we have our isometric contractions, which is when our muscle doesn't lengthen at all. So, there's no stretch in it. Our second one is isotonic contractions, which is where our muscle lengthens and shortens as well. In order for it to shorten, that is called the concentric movement. And when it lengthens, it's called the eccentric movement. Adding on to this, we have our 4 basic joint movements, which allow our muscles to contract or shorten and lengthen. The first joint movement is called flexion. And this is when the angle of our muscle or joint is shortened or angled closed. And that can be said for your bicep when you're going for a curl. The angle within this joint in your elbow is getting smaller and smaller. And on the opposite of that, we have our extension, which would be known as our tricep. And that is where the angle in our joint becomes bigger. So that would be considered tricep extension. So we go from a 90-degree angle all the way out to a 100-degree angle, 180-degree angle. And so from here, that would be considered our extension. Now for our third and fourth movement, we have our abduction and our adduction. Yes, ab, like abs. There's a B in there. And for abduction, this is going to be the movement from that is going away from the center of your body. So this would be considered any lateral hip movement or say shoulder lateral raises because you're moving away from your body. So that is abduction. As for adduction without the B, that is going to be any movement that is moving towards the middle of your body. So that could be considered any lat pull downs that are going laterally, or you could also work your groin exercises as well. Moving on to the next basic fundamental that you should know would be the different training styles, or the ways that you could program your workouts. The first one being strength training. And strength training is going to consist of a high number of weights, so heavier weights, with a low number of repetitions. And what this is going to do is it's really going to be able to provide a strong connection with you in the weight. We're not trying to focus on moving the bar fast, although we really want to improve on that, but you're just focusing on getting stronger muscles. On top of that, with our strength training, you also have a higher rest period. And this is because of our nervous system. In order for our nervous system to fully recover, we have to give it rest in between our sets. And when we go for heavy weight, especially when those powerlifters are really throwing weight around, you have to be able to take longer rest periods in the 2 to 3 minute range. Sometimes people do even take 5 minutes in between their sets when they go heavy. Our next training style is hypertrophy. And most people have actually heard of hypertrophy because almost everybody does it. Even strength trainers and powerlifters and bodybuilders especially focus on hypertrophy. And this is the building of your muscle. When you train this way, doing hypertrophy, you want to have a lower weight but higher reps. And this can be shown in a 4 set of 12 repetitions. So you want to make sure that you're getting each and every movement or repetition at a nice, slow, consistent pace to make sure that muscle is contracting at a solid rate. And with that said, you want to decrease your rest periods since you aren't going as heavy. Although you do want to keep your rest periods between the 1.5 minute range and 2 minute range. As for our next one, our third training style, it is strength endurance. And strength endurance isn't as commonly known or used in the training world. Strength endurance would be considered anything of a higher intensity. And just to clear the air on that, we want to say higher intensity in the way of lower rest times, around the 30-second mark. So most high-intensity interval training, so to say, has a 30-second rest time in between each set. But this is also going to include weight training. So a lower number of repetitions with a lower weight. So that's what's really going to separate this one from all the other ones. But we really want to focus on the rest period. This is really going to get you a better sweat, and it's also made for more of a cardio efficient because you're not really lifting heavier weights. And for our final training style, it is our power training. And power training, it can commonly be confused with strength training in the sense that, power lifters do strength training, but it's also power training at the same time because the main focus of power training is being able to move a bar quickly and efficiently. This also includes a lower number of weight with a lower number of repetitions. And this also allows you to move that bar faster because, the weight's not heavier, so you'll be able to do that. So powerlifters and bodybuilders are different in the sense that bodybuilders do more hypertrophy and powerlifters do more of a strength mixed with powerlifting. I hope this helped you guys understand the basics of lifting, and really, really, really hope that you guys go out there and begin lifting on your own, even if you don't have weight around you or a gym that is accessible. Just make sure that you're getting some sort of workout in, whether it's any four of those training styles, and understand the basic movements that go on during your workout, because this is going to allow you to have a better mind to muscle connection as well, making sure that those workouts are really getting you pumped up and energized and also seeing massive results. So thank you guys. Make sure you follow us, and we love you as always, and build yourself up.